Hello, people. Welcome to Panther. This is Kenny speaking. And in this video, we are tackling the seventh question. That is, what are the distinct seasonal patterns in deal closures and value? And we've jotted down this note that we'll get seasons from months, and then we'll generate a column chart of season versus deal closures and value and average deal value. So let's jump right in and we'll create a column called season. And note that it has to be a new column, not a new measure. Why? Because in fact, deals, every single deal has one row, and every row, right? Because every deal is in one row, every deal will have a closing date. You have a deal closing date. So because you have one deal closing date, you'll have the respective season to it. So let's do that. And I have so to create, you have to go here and you say season, and I have already. So the way it goes is, yeah. So switch through dimension date month. Now this, I don't require dimension date. I will want the fact deals last activity date, right? And this is going to be here as well. And this is going to be here as well. Okay. So this way you get your seasons, and 12, 1 and 2 is winter, 3, 4, 5 is spring, 6, 7, 8 is summer, and the rest is autumn. Okay. Now there's there is a reason. I don't think this is the right way to go about it, but we'll explore why it is not. So now that we have this, let's create the bar chart. So I have this, and I always prefer a bar chart over column chart simply. Oh, but I've written column chart. So let me do column chart. Column chart season, and y-axis is going to be your how many deal closures, right? So it's going to be deal ID, count of deals. Did I put a filter somewhere? Oh, there's no filter here. So why am I only seeing autumn? Oh, now I see. So, um, okay. So this one dot month, month number, and here also, I'll just copy this. Yeah, since it didn't capture any of this, by default, it put everything in autumn. That's why that's how it shows. So yeah, now this is better, right? And now that this is there, I'll do my regular things. Data labels will be on because the client should never have to guess. Now this is there, and I want to see deal closures, right? So deal closures is what? Let me bring the filter in. This will be status. So deal closure is what? You can't have open deals for whether it's closed or not, right? It has to be lost or won. So now these will tell you that, okay, so this is the case. Winter, you had the most number of closings, and within this, I'll also put my status in legend, so that I don't like this. I'll go for this one. Yeah, this is better. And lost, and I'll look at the colors a bit later, but let me show you something else. First, let me take a line chart to show you what how the how this actually looks like. This is y-axis, not count. No, sorry, this has to be x-axis, and this deal ID will be my y-axis. Okay. Now notice this. This is something very interesting and peculiar. You see that most of your deals are closing on the last day, that is 31st Jan 2026, and you look at the day, the day that is done as well. See, most of your deals are closed on the last day. So from what I understand, this looks like it's a placeholder. It looks like it's a default date in case there's a blank date here, in case the people who are jotting down this data, they didn't have a date here. then the system by default filled it with 31st January 2026. So that's a issue, right? Um, it's very rare that you would have so many deals. Like it can't be natural. So let me check that by adding another filter. So where is this filter? And this time I'll put last date activity. Right? And I'm just going to remove the see the I've just removed the last day to show you. So this is 30, 31. I'm putting 30. Okay. And even then also you see that there's so much of uh, ups and downs. And now, as you know, this is last date activity. There are, if I change it to rate hierarchy, I have more ways to play with. Now this is showing me a trend between 2022 to 2026. I mean, I see that hey, it has increased during 2025. Now let me add another filter. All right, this is this. I'll bring it here. Let me bring one more filter. That is, yeah, I'm going here, date hierarchy, and I just want the year just to show you a few things. All right. So um now I'm getting it from a trend perspective, but I don't want a trend perspective. I want to see from a seasonal perspective, right? And it is important to note that from a season perspective, it may not always be right, especially when it comes to deal closing, because you don't close deals based on what season it is. You close deals based on what quarter it is. So it's more appropriate to look at it from a quarter perspective than from a deal perspective. Now, I've got this from a quarter's perspective, and if I want to go one level deeper, I'm also getting it on a month perspective. Now, let me again, if I expand this, see, this is how it looks like it because I've just included 31, 1, 2026. But if I reduce it by just a few, it changes it drastically. And I see that December is, the later half of the quarter is more, right? Um, so January also a lot of deals are closing, but then the most deals are happening in the last quarter of this year. So is there a possibility that maybe they wanted to close deals and they said that hey, 31st Jan is your last year of closing, after which price will increase or something? Maybe that's a possibility, but it's very 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 unlikely that so many people are closing on that day alone. It's possible, but I would recheck those numbers from, like, because I'm an analyst and the numbers just don't seem right to me. So now let me look at it on a um, year perspective. Now see, I'm seeing lost and won, and I want to see that hey, is what I am looking at the same across the years, or is it in some years alone? Because you must understand that some years, like at the latter half of the year, as we saw earlier, there's a steep increase. So is that influencing my decision in any way? Is that influencing how it looks like? Let's see that. Let's see this. So I'm putting it in monthly level and I'm checking the selecting just year 2022. And I'm seeing that okay, they only have from July onwards. So you must understand now, from in 2022, they don't have deals uh, before July. So by default, your numbers are going to decrease on an overall perspective, right? Because um, if you look at it this way, it will be Jan. If you're looking at the average of Jan, it's going to be 0 in 2022 plus something plus something plus something divided by 5, right? Because it's 0 here. So it this value will definitely be lesser than July, where it is going to be some value like 5, some values divided by 5, right? So that's why I wanted to look at it from a per year perspective, whether hey, uh, am I looking at is the same trend followed in all the years? And I see that now that I have this, why not just put status also within this to see whether there is a, yeah. So lost in one, and I'm going to make the colors a bit better so that I can understand. Lost will be, there is a line. Yeah, okay. Since I've selected all, it's not lost will be red and one will be green. One is green. More colors. Take the green, select somewhere in the green, and yeah, this is fine. Okay. And the same thing I'll do here. See, this is really doesn't make any sense because you don't, whenever you're sitting in boardroom discussions or any annual meeting discussions, you don't say that we have closed so many deals this autumn or spring. No, we have closed so many deals in this quarter, is what we say. So here also, let me go to the columns, change the color very quickly. Lost is, I'll have it in recent color, so this will be faster. One will be green. Okay. So 2023, we see that, okay, yeah, it is increasing in the latter half of the year, but also there is an increase in April and May for some reason. Not sure why, but there is an increase. 2024, it has decreased in this, in October, November, December. But then again, remember, there's another reason why this probably decreased. Let me see if that is here. Yeah, see, in January 2024 to this date, I have switched off the tooltips. That's why we're not able to see tooltips. Yeah, tooltips on. Yeah. So there were no deals done between Jan of 2025 to Feb of 2024. So that's why you will see a decrease here. So this is 2024. From Feb 2024, if there were no deals, what are these doing here? So okay, so there were some deals then. Yeah. Yeah, so there were some deals which uh, were captured. So 2025, it's a very straightforward analysis that we see that, hey, the latter part is getting. 2026, there's only 1 month. So again, the same logic as I mentioned earlier, that, hey, some months are there, some months are not there. So it's not something that is happening all the time. So let's get the analysis for this, because there are some places where you can get insights, but some places we cannot. And this is one where you can get insight. What is the insight? Q4 sees more deal closures, right? Then um, Q1 has an anomaly where many deals are closing on 31st Jan 2026. What is the spelling of this? Anomaly? Okay. What else do we have? E- So this is also from seasonal perspective, winter sees more closures, right? So that's the insight that we are getting from this. And yeah, I hope that what you take away from this is that, hey, just because you're seeing something on an overall perspective, this is your overall value. Doesn't mean that the same trend is happening in a per year perspective. And it's important to investigate that, whether it is happening per year, to say that yes, Q4, to give the insight. Okay. So that is all from this video. I'll see you in the next video where we are decoding the eighth question. All right then. Bye bye. Take care.